Hello guys, let me know if the audio is good. A little bit of a light one for me. Gonna be a quick one. I believe Doug is streaming after this. Hello Gremlin. Hello Krauser. I can always count on you to be here, Krauser. But your cheese, what a mystery. Who knows where that is? Audio is terrible. Let me take a crack at this. I'm the test stream to make sure it's always okay before Doug comes in here. Let me know if that's any better. Go over to the chat. We shall see if we can fix this. Any different? Any different? Any different at all? Damn. What happens when I push this button? Is that any different? Somebody broke the mic. Turning it off and on again. Let me take a crack at one more thing. This has become a troubleshooting stream just to get it ready for Doug. Any different? At all? Perfect, I did it. Troubleshooting complete. Good-ish. Yes? Good it is. Okay. Let's get a confirmation here from... I got two goods, a yes with a question mark, and a good-ish. Let me see if Adrian knows what's going on here. It's good. Let me know if the audio breaks. There's no static. All right, cool. We've got a few minutes here before I believe Doug will be doing a stream, and I've got a free enough slate this afternoon. I'm gonna play like 30 minutes of Super C, blow off a little steam, and hang out with you guys. Let's see. So Joe, how many loyalty tickets to get the Joe family bundle? Whoa. Are you implying that my kids are for sale as well? If you give me a ticket, I'll give you the boy. He's 3, and he's just a nightmare these days. I need a little bit more audio here. But the girl, she's not for sale. She's only 2 months old, and she's just a little angel. But here's the thing, there's a stipulation to the boy. Like, if you send in your loyalty ticket, and I send you my son, you have to return him when he's 4. Because I feel like at that point he's going to be fun again. So, they said me and my family are a bundle package. Who said that? Is Doug trying to get rid of me again? Don't want the flamethrower. Maybe. Well, if Doug says it, that means it's going to happen, because he is my boss. So, I bet that was spread. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Contra, but without spread, you're dead, as the old adage goes. So we just kind of got to keep ourselves alive long enough to get spread. And there's a small amount of input delay with, I'm using an AVS to play this right now. Just enough input lag that, like, I can notice it. That's because I'm used to playing on, like, a Trinitron monitor. Have fun. So who in the chat has played any Contra game? I just ran into that guy like a big old dope. And if you have played a Contra game, which one's your favorite? And why is the correct answer Contra Hardcore? A lot of people seem to like Contra 3 for the SNES. I actually am not a huge fan of that one. Yeah. Couldn't beat the first level on any of them. Well, keep at it. They're not too hard, like, really in the end, like, it's nothing but pattern recognition. You just memorize the levels and then you just kind of basically play it enough that you've memorized it. It's been a long time since I've played it, but Super C, which is the one I'm playing now, I used to be able to get through the game without dying, which was, that's when I knew that I'd played it enough and it was time to do something else. Not good at memorizing at all. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that, like, Twitch reactions are only going to get you so far in a Contra game. You are going to have to die a lot, play it over and over, and then just memorize level layouts and enemy patterns, and learn to trust, like, how far bullets are going to travel, so you know where you can stand and just be completely safe. These games are horribly unforgiving if you don't if you don't have things memorized. And the spread is so OP in these early Contra games. Anyway, moving forward. I'm going to see how far I can get here. I should actually be able to finish this game before Doug's stream, provided nothing goes horribly wrong. Hey, thank you for... oh, I looked up and died. That's something going horribly wrong. Thank you for the subscribe. Brandish Gamer. hang out for all kinds of hot, limited run insider info, which is not accurate, and fun gags with Doug, Adrian, and I. Usually are the ones you find on the stream the most. Adrian's not here right now. He's working. I tend to show up on, do my own streams outside of Doug's normal streams because I usually am in the office early, so I kind of take a little time at this point in the day to just play some old stupid video game and use it as an excuse to sit and chat with you guys. I really need another spread. I'm not thrilled about where I'm at here. Saw a question pop up in the chat. I will look at it in just a moment. Do I know if any limited run Vita games are canceled? I cannot comment on that. I don't believe so. But that's not really something I can comment on, both for official reasons and for, like, legitimately I don't actually know. I don't believe so. Pretty much all I can say about Vita is we're definitely still supporting it. And that's, like, that should have been super evident with our E3 presentation. We don't really intend to stop supporting the Vita. We love the Vita. I wish I had spread. This is going to be bad. This is going to be real bad. I'm so used to coming into this fight having spread. Yeah, I can't really comment on that, Demon Lord. Other than, like, I don't believe so, but okay, I gotta be real careful here, because if you get caught on these pieces of ground, this is my pro tip. If you get caught on these pieces of ground as they're going down, it can be almost impossible to free yourself. So you gotta kind of, like, crawl forward. And it's okay. It's okay. I died, but there's a spread right there. I'm gonna go. You know what? I stand by my decision to go into that pit to get that spread. Don't worry, after Omega, that was absolutely RNG manipulation. 100%. I meant to do that. Okay. No. I can use that machine gun. Oh, that was some BS right there. Don't want the laser. Pretty much like in this level, you kind of always fire up to the right, because people are always hiding up in those trees. You don't want none of their business. They're trying to get the jump on you, trying to trick you. They think they're cool. It's a two-step process. You shoot them, and then you tell them they can't come to your birthday party. And everything's good to go. You want to try and be able to... it seems for the most part, if you're there when the games go on sale and you're there for what you want, you're able to get it. I know with like a handful of titles, it was really hard because there was an excessive demand for them. But I was a long-time LRG customer and fan before I started working here, and if I showed up when a game went on sale, I was able to get it every single time. So just show up when they're on sale, and the CEs can be a little tricky, but. Oh, you meant money-wise. Yeah, Night Trap. Night Trap was the only one that I ever sweat back before I worked here. I was terrified, and it did go really fast. Okay, spread's gonna be coming, and I want that spread. I make sure it doesn't fall in a hole this time. Okay, here we go. Grab the F, then I get the spread. Now we're good to go. We got spread, so everyone else is dead, as the other part of the round goes. No! Oh my god, I got real. You gotta be really careful on that. You can get stuck on those, and it's like the amount of frames where you're actually technically on ground so that you can jump is so small. Shoot. There we go. OG copy of Night Trap. Are you talking Sega CD? On a Sega CD or the 32X version, or I don't have. Getting past these bubbles is so crazy without spread. Yeah, Sega CD. Is it the original Redbox Sega CD version, or is it the jewel case? These bubbles are nonsense. I used to have the Sega CD 32X version, and it went missing in a move somewhere. I still have my God, my phone is blowing up. I still have the 3DO version, and that's what I used to play before I got the limited run version for PS4. This is one of those spots that, like, when I don't have spread, like I have a bad run going, I pretty much just kind of sacrifice myself just to get through this part. These bubbles are nonsense. Super C, yeah, this was basically Contra 2, JW Rose. I'm a lot more familiar with Contra 1. I think everybody pretty much is. Shit. But, that's a game over. Dang. I'll give this another run. Doug's not going to start streaming here for Another 20 minutes or so, so let's give this one more run. See where we can get. Yeah, I had. I think everyone with an NES had Contra growing up, because it was like one of the best and one of the very few, like, co-op games you could play at the same time, instead of like that, like taking turns stuff that they had a lot of NES games. But Contra 1's great. Love Contra 1. Super C doesn't get enough love. Yep, Double Dragon 2. Yeah, nobody really bought this one. But it's real good. There was another one, it's like Contra Force, I think. I forget what it was called, but there was a third one for the NES that I don't recall being very good at all, but I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've played it. I'm positive one of those things had spread in it and I just let it go. %. What up, Lacoca? Or however you say that, I don't even know. I very briefly looked at the chat window. No, leave me alone. Should have just called it Contra 2, yeah. Bayou Billy. I never really played Bayou Billy. I'm aware of it though. Wish I had a machine gun. Oh, I wish I had spread, actually. That'd be perfect. Yeah, Contra 2 would have made more sense. God, he's good. Ah! I think I've got like permanent nerve damage on the inside of my palms from playing NES so much. Alien Wars is good. My favorite Contra is still Hardcore for the Genesis. I think like the rest of them don't even compare. Hardcore is like the Link to the Past of Contra games. It's just like it's a league of its own. Giant Bomb recently did like a hardcore, Contra Hardcore play session of This Is the Run, and I was addicted to watching that. Like, just a couple of my favorite guys playing one of my favorite games. It was a freaking riot. Whew. I'm pretty sure you can find ROM hacks or homebrew versions of Pokemon Red for the NES. Oh god, I thought I could sneak through there. I made a huge mistake. This is going to be way harder now that I lost that. There we go. What was the PlayStation Contra game? Contra Wednesdays go through every Contra game? Maybe. Maybe. I used to do Mega Mondays on my old stream, and every Monday I'd play a different Mega Man game. But I only played through the Classic series. And then when I got to the end, when I beat Mega Man 10, then the next week I'll just loop back around to Mega Man 2. I always skip Mega Man 1 because I hate Mega Man 1. Contra Legacy of War, was it like a 3D one? Like an isometric? Cuphead is freaking awesome. Cuphead actually just made me want a new Gunstar Heroes. See the Contra Adventure, Shattered Soldier. I like, there's Operation C for the Game Boy. That one wasn't terrible. Still, oh, there's also Hardcore Uprising, which I've never played. I like entirely missed out on Hardcore Uprising. Shit. Legacy of War was sort of isometric. Everybody seems to love Contra 3, and I'm into it, but those overhead levels in Contra 3 are just agonizing. The first one's bad enough, but there's a second one where you're fighting like all kinds of worm things in like a desert, and every time I like want to play Contra 3 and I think about that level, it makes me just not play the game because I can't stand those overhead levels where you rotate the camera and stuff. I just hated them. That's why I liked Hardcore so much more, because it didn't have those kind of stages. Oh, dang it, I fell off the side. Same way, I like Contra 3, but didn't love it. Rented it back in the day. I had too many fond memories of the original one. Yeah, I think Contra 1 is pretty up there. Hardcore is my favorite, and then after that it's either Contra 1 or Super C. I got a lot more fond memories of Contra 1, but I think I might actually like Super C more. And I can't even really put into words as to why. Something about this one I just really like playing. Can't articulate it. Then again, I can't really articulate anything. I'm not a smart person. Yeah, that Mode 7, ugh. Funny enough, Mode 7 is where the name for my old indie studio came from. It was like a play on that. What other run and guns, like Gunstar Heroes, Metal Slug, what else you guys like other than Contra? Tomy games? Never played them. I don't think I've actually even heard of them. The commitment to Mode 7 was super weird. Like, yeah, they made the pixels all, like, super huge in a lot of the games. It would, like, zoom way in. Like, the world map sequences in Final Fantasy VI, they got really crazy about showing that feature off. Yeah, Power Stone. Cuphead is a lot harder than I think a lot of these games are, too. A lot more demanding, anyways. I think people look back on Contra and in Super C and Metal Slug as being a lot harder than they actually were. What'd you think of Heavy Rain and Beyond 2 Souls? I haven't played either one. I did play Detroit, though. The only reason I played it was because I was a little bit homesick. I'm from Michigan, and just recently flew out here to North Carolina. And, yeah, just a little bit homesick. I was like, I'm curious if this game actually looks like Michigan at all. Go back the other way. Come on, go back the other way. Yeah, some of the later Metal Slug games were pretty tough. I'm not sure if I'll ever go back and play Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls. I'm not a huge fan of those types of games, mostly because these days with the family and everything, I don't get a ton of time at home to play video games, hence why I'm streaming here. But when I do get to play games, it's so pick up and play that I end up playing a lot of handheld games or old school games because they tend to be a lot easier to play for 20-30 minutes at a time and feel like you've got some sort of actual progress of any kind or some sort of game loop. Like, I can play Mega Man 2 and beat the game in like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and I feel like I got a whole session out of that. Whereas like I can play like Detroit, I'd play for 20-30 minutes and I didn't feel like I progressed a ton. Nice, welcome back, Demon Lord. Yeah, I didn't end up playing Resident Evil 7 specifically because of that. Yeah, games with 20 to 30 minute cutscenes. I play a lot of modern games now and just like skip cutscenes on games because it's just like I don't have time for this. I want to play. But I also I love narrative in games, but not at the expense of gameplay. Like, to me, I'm still one of those old school guys that I believe player agency and gameplay experience is the most important aspect of a game. And I feel like if the narrative is not married with the gameplay in a cohesive way, then I'm not interested in the narrative. If the gameplay mechanics are super, super great, but the story's not all that interesting, fine, I'll just skip the cutscenes and keep playing the game. I don't like when story gets in the way of a game and doesn't add to it. And that's something that definitely developers seem to struggle with through the last generation. Resident Evil, so you get to play like 3 hours a month. Yeah, I watched a buddy of mine play a lot of Resident Evil 7, but I did not play it myself. I will be making time for Resident Evil 2. Come hell or high water, I will be playing the Resident Evil 2 remake. I played it at E3 and absolutely loved the section that I got to play there. Cannot wait for that to come out. I got headphones. I'll play at night. God, movies are even crazier because my wife's always super tired by the end of the day, and we watched The Force Awakens. Back when that came out on Blu-ray. I had already seen it in theaters, but she wanted to watch it with me, so we watched it on Blu-ray, and it took us an entire 5-day week to get through Force Awakens, just watching little bits at night. It's rough, man. You get tired from having kids, and by the time the kid's finally down and you have a chance to, do what you want to do, it can be so late. There goes spread. I think I get another spread right up here, though. I should be fine. But it's all good because having kids is great. Hanging out with them during the day is great. Love kids. Leave me alone! Here we go. I'm in it to win it. Gotta do the old dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. I'm going to be getting a spread up here somewhere. I'm almost positive somewhere on this elevator is a spread. Yeah, I think it's after these couple of guns here. Having a 7-year-old that speaks to you. I can't wait for 7. 7 sounds a lot of fun. 7 sounds like a lot of fun. But my kids are 2 months and just shy of 3 years, so not a lot of stuff I can expose them to. I accidentally was giving my son nightmares when he was less than a year old by playing the new Doom reboot. I was playing that in the same room as, in the living room right before he went to bed. And he was so young that, like, the imagery on the TV, I was like, oh, the imagery is not going to mean anything to him. He can't possibly get scared of it. It's just colors and stuff. He was too young. But I didn't stop to think that maybe the sound might scare him. And, yeah, he was having nightmares, waking up in the middle of the night screaming and freaking out about because of Doom. I felt terrible. No! I walked right into that one like an idiot. Like a big ol' stupid. I'm doing a pretty good job of demonstrating how not to play Super C. That's what my streams are all about. Ah, no! You had nightmares if you could play Mortal Kombat 3? Nice. Digitize for you. Metal Storm. Captain Cole, can you remind me of what Metal Storm is and what platform it's on? If it's on the SNES, I probably played it. I've played almost every SNES game, so it becomes difficult to remember. It's for NES. Okay, then it's a maybe. I've played a lot of NES games, but nowhere near all of them. Gravity Flip. The mechanic sounds familiar. Like you walk on the ceilings and... I'm never going to make it through this hallway alive. I'll try and hold out as long as I can. This is absolutely my last run, because Doug will be ready to stream here soon. I also can't play these games for more than like an hour at a time because it hurts my wrist, so I'll have to check it out. Sometime this afternoon I'll Google up. I'll get out the old Google. I'll type in, what is it, Metal Storm, and I'll see what I see. Maybe I recognize it. Oh my god, if I would have just died right there, I would have never played video games again in my life. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Super C with Super Me. I just got my ass handed to me. It's been some time since I've played this, but maybe I'll pop it back out sometime soon. I won't take this lying down. I can beat this game without dying, so I'm not... I've done it before, and damn it, I'm going to do it again. Bye. Doug should be streaming soon. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. You're all so swell. What do I do at LRG? Oh, I can answer this right before I get off. I'm on the development side. I help with stuff. That's what I can say. Bye.